One love, job bless. Fire Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about getting in touch with the truth. So, how do we get in touch with the truth, and how do we even know when things are true? Lots of times we, watch lots of inspirational videos or just self-help videos such as this, and we get all this information from all these different sources, but how do we actually know that what they're saying is going to work for our life? How do we actually know that we are going to see the same results that they saw? Well, the thing about truth is that once you put in the effort towards something that is true, whether you know it's true yet or not, there's always going to be a fruit that comes from you doing what you're doing. If someone tells you, hey, if you save $20 a day or $20 a week, in the next 5 years, you're going to have this amount of money. There's truth in that. If you build the discipline enough to be able to put away $20 a week, you're going to have a very similar or same outcome. If someone tells you, hey, meditate every single day for 30 minutes to an hour a day, and your mood will change, your thought process will change, your emotions will change into more of a place of love and empathy, then this will happen as well. We have to realize truth isn't always cut and dry, easily defined, like, okay, this is true, that's it, and that's all. For most people, they need more convincing. And the thing with actual divine truth, it doesn't usually click with people right away. It takes almost a lot of convincing for people to really download actual truth. They're willing to get half truths all day long, that you can take this shortcut and you'll be enlightened, or you can take this drug and you'll be fine, you can get over depression, you can get over this, or you can get this surgery and you'll be perfect the way you are after this surgery. People look for truths and look for shortcuts all throughout life, and they'll take easy truths all the time. But these easy truths are usually not full truths. They're usually half truths that come with half good and half bad. And we want to get into the vibration where we're only letting in our environment full truths. We're only living in full truth of the path that the Most High has graced for us, that the Most High has laid out for us. There is truth in what I speak when I tell you that if you meditate every single day, your life will change. If you pray every single day, your life will change. But it takes fully indulging yourself in these practices. It takes fully indulging yourself in truth to truly get the benefit of truth. You can't get into something that is true. You can't say, hey, I got this goal. I'm gonna lose this amount of weight and be bulk and all these things, and you're just saying to everybody, oh yeah, I work out all the time, but really you just work out once a week. You're not going to get the progress that you're hoping for. Just because you can say, yes, I work out every single week, it's not going to give you the progress you're hoping for, because you're not fully indulging in the truth of how to get to this point that you're trying to get to. Once we know the truth, it takes effort to get there. It takes effort to really see the results that come from indulging in a path of truth. It's not as easy as indulging in paths of half-truths as most people do amongst their life. I want you to truly understand this. It's not easy to walk a path of truth, but the reward comes with no half good, half bad. The reward comes with plenty. The reward comes so abundantly that it's even more rewarding than you expected. Not only that, the reward isn't fleeting reward where you're just feel good and you're like, okay, where's the next achievement? Or, oh, here's the next problem that comes up and you just forgot about it. No, this reward that you got from living in this truth, because you were abundantly faithful in your path to get this reward, it lifts up your soul, or lifts up your spirit to know, okay, what I'm doing is working. The way that I'm living is working. The Most High is looking out for me. It builds you confidence. When you are in the gym more than once a week, it will build you confidence. If you're in the gym once a week, you may feel a little confidence that one day, maybe a day after that. But if you're not holding your discipline, you're not going to get the benefits that you would be. By taking a pill or taking a shot, you're not going to get the benefits you would mentally, physically, and spiritually that you would from going to the gym. There is no shortcuts when it comes to truth, because truth is the most pure and beautiful thing. Things may seem like they are truths. Yes, you can take this pill and lose weight. Yes, you can get this surgery and look like this girl or look like this guy. Things may seem like they're truths, but they aren't when they are not pure truth. And pure truth can only be experienced with effort. There's no shortcuts when you are walking a path of pure truth. And I didn't even, when I first was going to do this video, I didn't even know what the Most High was calling me to talk about. I was like, what am I going to do a video about? Maybe I won't do a video. But then it came, this thought came to me, speak on truth, the power of truth, the wisdom of real truth, what truth is. There's lots of people out here who are trying to navigate life but do not know what is true. And it's not your fault. The Most High does not, punish the ignorance. But the ignorance has to go through cycles and cycles until the ignorance wake up, till the ignorance smarten up. They'll have to keep on going through cycles and cycles of life until they realize there's a different way. And walking in truth, walking in a path that is going to bring you exactly where you need to be, it takes discipline. It takes you changing things in your life. It takes you taking time out of your day that you used to spend doing other things. This is mostly true for all truths. When it comes to something that is going to bring you pleasure in the long run, not just short physical pleasure, but spiritual pleasure in the long run, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes discipline. When you're starting a business, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes discipline. When you're making a child, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes discipline. Anything that is true, anything that is purely true, that is going to benefit you, is going to take time, effort, and discipline. But we have to welcome this. We have to know, this is taking these amount of steps because this is truthfully going to benefit me in the long run if I stay consistent, if I stay disciplined, if I stay focused, if I stay not taking the shortcuts, but listening to the ways that Yahweh is trying to guide me in this journey. Whether it's you doing music, art, starting a business, having a child, raising a child, it takes patience, it takes effort, it takes discipline, it takes divine guidance. It takes time that you used to have doing other things. But when you're walking in truth, it's going to take those things to be able to truly get the fruit that you're trying to bear. When you're out in the field and you're working on these crops, you're working on this garden, it's going to take time out of your day, at least 30 minutes to an hour out of your day. Maybe not every single day, but every other day. If you miss a day, you will see how you missing a day from nurturing your crops has maybe let bugs get infested, has maybe let a couple more dead leaves spring up. Maybe some leaves are wilting. You have to nurture your path every single day. Even just checking on You know, maybe we aren't able to meditate every single day for 30 minutes or an hour, but you can at least meditate 15 minutes when you don't have time. We all have time, but when you don't have time, you can at least meditate for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. But you don't want to go more than 2 days without indulging in your passion, without indulging in your spiritual practice, without indulging in what you need to walk your true path. We all know what we need to. Sometimes it takes a little effort. Sometimes it's not our time truly to get into that path, even though that we know that path is in our journey. We may have everything ready, everything set up. We may have exact equipment we need. We may have exactly this and that we need, but maybe the finances aren't there. Maybe our time isn't there. Maybe our headspace isn't there. Maybe our environment isn't there. We cannot rush these processes. We have to know that if we keep on putting effort towards it, it will manifest. If we could keep on putting effort towards our spiritual practice, it will manifest. The answer will manifest into our head so that it can be able to be manifested into reality. Walking in truth takes that faith, though. It takes you realizing when sometimes you need to sit down, get within, find the answer, and times you need to get out, get focused, and push as much as you can. But everything will come to you naturally. It will all feel naturally. But first and foremost, you must be doing your spiritual practices to stay in touch with that divine voice, because when our blessings come, we don't want to be misguided and led away from the path that we have been. We hear about people all the time. They get blessed with a crazy amount of money or a crazy job opportunity, then before you know it, they blow it, or they are acting brand new and yelling at everybody at work because they got a higher position. We have to always stay in our true self, stay the way that we know that we should be, living out of a rightful way, out of a rightful standard, out of righteousness, out of true holiness, out of our connection with Yahweh. Everybody here deserves to be here. Everybody here deserves to be awakened and aware as we are. Everybody needs to realize that we are all here for a purpose, here as a stepping stone to get to that next place. Not a stepping stone that we just step on and leave there, but a stepping stone that helps show the way to lead there. We should all want to help lead others out of this slavery system that they're thinking of, that they're thinking is the truth. When truthfully, they live in a false system, a false reality, a reality that's made by this family who passed down their secrets to other families, and these families took control of the whole world with money and greed and corruption and war. So we live in a false reality. This 3D world is a false reality. What is true is the spiritual reality. What is true is what's actually in your heart, in your soul, what is actually calling to you. What is true is those gut feelings when you see something or someone doing something that's wrong and you know you can never do that. There's always a little voice in all of us, and it takes us to nurture this voice, to help it build and grow. So this good voice that is guiding you all your life, sometimes we ignore it, sometimes we listen to it. But this voice we need to nurture so that it becomes louder and louder, and it's easier to walk in the path of righteousness, or easier when we have feelings of temptation to misguide ourselves, that voice helps us be guided back. That voice helps guide us to meditation. That voice helps guide us to prayer. That voice helps guide us to reading spiritual books and spiritual scriptures and stuff like this. We must live in truth. We must do the work that we have to do so that we can become the true person that we are meant to be. And when we are living in our divine truth, everything around our environment starts to completely manifest into that reflection of just pure alignment, pure bliss, pure serenity. But in order to figure out what is true, especially in this world, you have to try it out. You have to actually put in the work, put in the effort. You don't need to, go rob banks for 30 days to figure out if that's a bad or good idea, or if that's an idea that criminals do or do not do. You have the statistics here. You have the statistics out there. But finding peace, finding focus, finding, alignment, it's not just as simple and cut as dry as, this is legal, this is not illegal, So we have to find different gurus, different teachers, different masters to help show us these types of ways to find this place within us so that we're not living in chaos everywhere we go. But when you find truth, you have to actually put in the work, put in the effort, put in the time to do it. And many times, most truths, you won't actually see the result until at least 30 days of doing these things. And I mean 30 days consecutively, every single day, at least 5 to an hour a day of doing these things that you know is going to benefit you. Whether it's working out, whether it's indulging in your crafts or your dreams, whether it's, putting money aside to start a business or working a little second job to start a business, Uber Eating or Ubering or whatever it is. Doing music, doing art, writing. If you put an hour a day or even 5 minutes a day of effort every single day, you will see the results and you will see yourself get better, and you can see how this is a beneficial thing for you mentally, physically, and spiritually. It doesn't matter how much time you put into it. All that matters is time that you have to put into it. You have to put in time. If you want to know the truth, if you want to live in your truth, everything that is destined for you will take time, effort, and discipline. But you'll be able to get there. You'll be able to see how your life starts to align. You'll be able to see how your mind starts to shift once you start walking and thinking in truth, not letting negative thoughts take over your day, not letting negative thoughts come in before the positive. If you're thinking negative thoughts, it's 9 times out of 10 the ego talking. It's not the actual soul talking. It's just the ego and the mind playing their tricks. But your actual soul knows that it's divinely connected to a source that is guiding it exactly where it needs to be. It doesn't matter how grim the situation looks, there's always blessings. So find your truth, walk your path, do the efforts, and start changing the things you need to change so that you can actually live in truth. If you have to lie to certain people about certain things about yourself, whether it's family members, people at work, or just your people in your environment in general, figure out how to align yourself so you no longer have to chameleon back and forth and lie to people and code switch and do all these different coping mechanisms that many of us do when we could just be living in truth. Everything gets simpler, everything gets more peaceful, everything gets more aligned when we live in truth. From when we speak, from what we hear, from what we eat, from what we, everything, how we love, let it be in truth. Let it not be false food. Let it not be false music, talking about things that they have never done, and if they have done, then they're wicked things and they do not profit. We don't want to talk about false prophets and all this. We don't want to listen to false prophets and all this. They don't profit for real. They profit for fake. They profit for more money, which is not their money. It just is a cycle of endless wanting more money, just to always suffer. So don't listen to these false prophets out here. Don't eat these false foods. Don't get swept into this false media and this false life that society wants us to live in. Everything is destined for you. with truth and purity. But we have to align ourselves with that truth and purity. Get to praying, get to meditating, get to reading spiritual books and listening to gurus and, reading just as much as you can and meditating as much as you can. And it will really open up your spirit mentally, physically, and spiritually. It will really open you up in so many ways. So, like I said, it only takes 30 days to truly change your life, to see the benefits of these changes. If you haven't, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and I appreciate everybody that's already been doing that. And I hope you have a blessed journey, a truthful journey, a journey of divine truth, of divine alignment, divine serenity surrounding you, your family, your loved ones, and your enemies, so that we can all be guided exactly where we need to be guided, so that we can awaken to our true self, not the false self, not the false ego, but the true self below the ego, below the mind, below what thinks and what thinks when you think, but the actual self. One love.